Yo guys, Denrox and Otoshi are here in the house. Yo, Random Rocker. I just want to check with you guys. I'm going to flip it. The stream technically, you know, it's not 100% live yet. So we still got 5 more minutes till I'm going to announce it on Twitter. But however, I wanted to see how's it going. I want to see if you guys, if it's coming through any better. Most importantly, I guess, is can you read the chat? Because if you could read the chat, then that means that you should be able to read the text on the screen. The thing is, I'm broadcasting everything at a slightly lower resolution now. I think it's 720. I think it's... Oh, you can't read the chat. Should I try and just disconnect and reconnect? Toshi can see the chat just fine. Is it blurry, though? Because there may be it may just be Twitch, right? What do we got here? If I just make sure that the quality doesn't go very low. Okay, it's blurry. I think this is going to help with my frames because basically the way that I've got it set up right now, well, I guess I'm getting like 13, 15 frames a second, up to like 20 at times, which is still pretty bad, but at the same time, I was getting like 5 before. So I think if I keep it like this... Good news is, this is going to be the last week. This is going to be the last week that this is going to be an issue, because just my computer itself, you know, it's chowing nuts doing this kind of thing. But I basically bit the bullet, and I do have another one on the way. So this may be the last week that we need to worry about a shitty stream. Just aliens out there. Yeah, so this week is going to be just sort of like a short stream, a 1 hour of dealio. Just going to show you guys some of the stuff I've been doing on the game, and next week I'm probably going to get, if I can, really I'm holding back on how much quality and effort that I put into preparations and all that kind of stuff, because it looks like crap anyway. It's all blurry, and like, you know, I did the music player and the chat, and you can't read the chat, and you can't see, like, if I'm streaming my desktop, you can't see the text. But yeah, so this is gonna be this will be the last shitty time this goes down, and then it should be better quality from then on. I should be able to get higher frames, play some fun games or something, play some higher frame rate stuff, and you can actually read my screen. So if I show development stuff, you can actually sort of see what I'm doing. Whereas right now, I think if I switch it to the full screen, let me just switch my desktop here. So you are looking at this. Bam. So yeah, this is basically what I was going to be showing today. Pudding and Pie, what is up? Atoshi, what is up? I'm going to quickly announce this on Twitter so that we're technically actually live, and then I can do my proper introductions and all that kind of stuff. What a professional production this is. Dan Rocks, my homie. How's it going, buddy? Okay, I'm just gonna write a quick tweet here. Hanging with my cosmonauts at www.twitch.tv Nate for the Friday Cosmochoria broadcast. Broadcast. That's how I say broadcast. Hang with my cosmonauts for the Friday Cosmochoria broadcast. Join us. Tweet. Good to hear, Den. Yeah, it was had a pretty bunk week last week. I was going through some stuff, and just wasn't in a killer mood. The game, I was sort of facing some technical issues. It didn't seem like I was getting much done because I was dealing with bugs and memory leaks and all that kind of stuff. Lots of work was on my plate, so I was kind of distracted and all that kind of stuff. This week is probably about halfway to what I was at last week. Still a lot of work, still a lot of stuff. Was working on the game quite a bit. Maybe I should wait until... No. Okay, so yeah. We'll show some stuff. Good Friday day to you guys. This is the Friday Cosmochoria broadcast, or the Cosmochoria Friday broadcast. Atoshi, I'm not going to do a Kickstarter update today. I'm going to do one next week, just for a heads up. My name's Nate Schmold. I'm the designer and illustrator behind Cosmochoria. And every Friday I kind of get together, sort of invite my pals, Kickstarter backers, fans of the game, just people who are interested in sort of seeing this monstrosity unfold before their eyes. I'm wearing a hat. That means I haven't had time to shower today yet. But yeah, next week is going to be a fairly big broadcast. So I'm going to save. I don't want to pester people through the Kickstarter backer updates too much. So I was deciding whether or not I was going to do this one. This week's going to be a sort of a 1 hour short sort of broadcast, kind of like what I did last week, just because I got so much on my plate and so much on the go. And then the week after, I'll get back to doing 2 hours. 2 hours again, and it should be better quality and better production value and better content, because that's how I roll. It's always the future that'll be better than the present, right? What is Cosmochoria? For those who don't know, it's a little spacey game. I'm pretty sure you guys know. I don't have an easy way to check to see who's on the stream right now. It's all homies here. Ace of Fire's here. Den Rock, Satoshi, Pudding and Pie, Random Rocker. You guys know what Cosmochoria is. You don't need me to... This is a game about a little pink guy shooting bullets at aliens, planting seeds on planets, and racking up the scores. I was going to show you a bit about what I've been doing. A lot of technical crap, which is kind of a bummer, but it's in preparation for... it's in preparation for a lot of the stuff that I've got basically ready to go. I'm like itching to get into it. I needed to completely redesign from the ground up the message system, the way that I was displaying messages out to the screen. It was a little bit sloppy. It didn't work all the time, and kind of hacked together to fix bugs, but it wasn't really fixing anything. I was just sort of making it work for the meantime. I was kind of rushed to get it all done, the basics done in time for the like the Kickstarter launch and all that kind of stuff. And then since then, it's been in the back of my mind because I know I had to sort of redo the whole thing, and especially in preparation for the whole story aspect of the game. The fact that there are going to be messages, that, I don't know, you're going to encounter guys, you're going to encounter people, little things. Might be a little bug in the ground that talks to you and tells you about what's going on. Or of course, if you've played the game a little bit, you know that there's that the old man, the old hermit, hanging out by his log cabin off in the galaxy somewhere. He talks to you, and he's going to play a fairly big role in the game in terms of progression of the story and how that's all going to unfold. But at the same time, I needed a way that was allowed me to sort of present the text of the story to you in a way that was, you know, it didn't interrupt the gameplay too much, and it actually felt like it was, you know, I guess normal is the best way I can put it. You know, I've played games my whole life, so I've had the benefit of seeing a billion message systems. We're talking nubbin. Yeah, word up, Waru Saru. How's it going, buddy? Riff Raff! What up? Yeah, so I'll show the message system what's going on. I see something in the chat. Denrox is shouting out his YouTube Let's Play channel. Definitely check his channel out. He played. Denrox played Cosmochoria on his YouTube channel, and he did some Let's Plays, and they're really good. I mean, he had the first one he did had a bug in the game. It was a fairly major bug, but somehow he managed to underplay it completely, and it didn't seem like it was an issue that whole video. So huge props for that, because you know, he was getting out into space, and technically he wasn't able to go in a certain direction, and whether he just edited it to make it look like it wasn't that big of a deal, or it just wasn't that big of a deal, but I mean, it should have been. Anyways, but the videos, yeah, he's you know, insightful, descriptive, entertaining to listen to, and definitely very good at the game. So it's fun to watch those videos of Dennis playing the games. Check out his YouTube channel. It's in the description there. I'll even add a link to it if I can remember. I'm gonna actually just copy this now, so I've got his channel saved. So yeah, I'll put a link to his channel in the description of the video on Twitch here too. So check it out. Very worth it. And the key thing there too is his videos are mom approved. That means he's not, you know, sitting there fucking talking about shit and fucking this and dropping the fucks and the, you know, he's just making good, wholesome entertainment. And yeah, so myself on the other hand. So yeah, word up, Den. Thanks so much. Crazy and such an honor to be your first, the first game that you play. Warasaru storyboarded it from start to finish. No, but I got there's a lot of I don't know if you're talking about Riff Raff video or if you're talking about Cosmochoria, so I'll just leave it at that. Let's show you guys what I'm doing with the message system. Hey Dan, one day I'll you just gotta figure out your bleeping in your video editing, and then you can just sort of like cut me out. Bleep bleep bleep. Sorry if you're talking about the storyboarding. There's a great deal of Cosmochoria's story is established, but at the same time I've been really rethinking about how I'm going to deliver it. So there's a certain degree of it that I think I'm going to rewrite just to make it a little bit more light and humorous, I guess. A little more, not necessarily like silly, but like a little more absurd, if that makes any sense. A little more absurd. I don't know. Sounds good, Dan. Okay, Let's show you guys what I've been doing with this message system. So, I mean, the easiest way to show, maybe I should quickly just set up some. Oh, I had some great keyboard shortcuts that let me kind of just call up messages. Let me just make another one quick here. On key pressed number 4. Here, let's say on number 1. I'm going to. So basically, what I did was I created a message array. An array is basically, like, if you think of it in easy terms. If you think in terms of like an Excel spreadsheet, really, that's kind of, if you picture what an Excel spreadsheet is, you can kind of get a gist of what an array is, in a way that it's sort of like a text database of sorts, where you have coordinates pointing you to data that's in that set. And so you can set like an X and Y coordinate, and then as you're going down in rows, so say I've got an array for messages, which I do. So this will be a good example. So if you pictured Excel, you'd have each row would start with an ID number, and then the next item would be the message text, and then the next item would be, I'm saying whether or not the message just appears and then disappears, or if it comes up when you hover over something. So like right now when I play the game, I can hover over an egg. I can show you what I'm talking about here, and I'll immediately, when I hit that, my frames per second dropped to 7. So this is just great. Now it's at 6. Good times. Need a new computer. Okay, so we're hanging out, we're walking around. I walk over top of this egg, and so I've got this message that's showing here. There's a few things in play here, actually, which is cool because I'm going to explain them all. So right now you can see a little flashing S above my head. So that's showing me that there's like an action to be made basically in that moment. So there's an S flashing there. Also, because I'm on the Earth, there's like a tutorial message that appears, and this was, I think, always there, where the message would, it's telling me to basically push S as a tutorial. So basically I push S, and then there should be another message that comes up. I think there's a bug right now that's telling me to pick the plant, and then the plant then I can plant the plant. And then if I crouch on the plant, it grows the plant. So there's 3 things here. So there's the little tiny message that shows up when I move over something that requires an action. So that could be an unfinished plant, it could be an unfinished base, it could be picking up an egg, it could be talking to somebody. Basically anything that requires an action. It's going to give me a little notification above my head saying which key I got to hit to do that action. So in this case, it's building a base. If I want to complete this base, I got to push S. So it's kind of notifying me about that. So there's those little notifications, but then there's also the pickup notification. So if I'm hovering over something, like an item, because there's going to be a lot of items, and there's going to be a lot of people that may necessarily say something as I walk by them. So in this particular instance, I'm standing in front of the egg, so I'm touching it. So then I'm getting a message that's appearing above my head that says an egg, an egg, an egg. And then basically I've got a little flashing notification with the S of what I'm supposed to do. So if I hit S, boom, now I've got a message, you got an egg, it feels warm. And I can't move. My keys no longer work. I was able to put that down, but I shouldn't be able to. My keys no longer work. I can't jump. I can't shoot. Enemies would stop if there was an enemy on the screen. he should also be, let me just do that. So I got some enemies on the screen, I pick up an egg, everything kind of stops. So I can read that message. And in order to proceed, then I gotta hit the check mark, and that basically says, okay, I've proceeded. Now, that's the confirmation was one of the things that I had not yet had. I kind of had it in a rough sort of crapshot, put together, bogus way, where you had to hit S, I think, to confirm a message. Oh geez, yeah. So that's the thing. So that's one of the things I needed a way to confirm a message so that I could pause the action. So if I'm talking to somebody, and he's telling me something important, I didn't want it to just appear and then disappear if you're not done reading it. So that was that. So the message now will pop up. It gives me a confirmation. I hit the confirmation, and then now I've got an egg. I'm walking around, and everything's back to normal. I can shoot and dance around and all that kind of stuff. There was another thing. Which was the ability to have yes and no questions. So basically, a message that would come up. Actually, so here, let me see if I can just do something quick here. Because another one of the things was having the ability to have a notification pop up, but it actually links to another notification. So if, let me just see if I can do this here. So I'm just creating this message here, and it says, hey, this is a message. You got that? Okay, and then now with these variables that I'm setting in the array, or if these values that I'm setting in the array, I'm saying that this particular instance I'm going to notify, so I want it to come up, but I'm also going to want it to link to another point. And then now I get to pick the ID number of that other point that it's going to link to. So I want to link to, I don't know, let's just say this. It's going to tell me the gun's powered down. This is super enjoyable stuff, and probably especially because you guys can't actually read the screen due to the extreme blurriness. Okay, so I've got all these different things. It's telling whether or not the message that comes up needs a confirmation, or if it's just going to hide on its own. So if it's like a rollover like that egg, when I walked over the egg, it's showing the egg, but then it doesn't require any confirmation. It'll just, as I walk over it appears, and as I walk away from the egg, it disappears. I didn't need to click anything to get rid of it or anything like that. But then the other options are, it comes up with a little check mark, and yeah, you gotta click the check mark to proceed with playing the game. And then the third option is saying it's actually coming up with a confirmation, but it's also going to link you off to another message once I click that confirmation. So in this case, a message is going to come up, say, hey, this is a message, you got that. I'm going to click yes, I'm going to click the little thing, and then it'll bounce me to another message, which I set the ID number to number 7, and if I reference ID number 7 message, it should say gun powered down. Actually, no, I'm gonna say you chose. I'm gonna say here. I'm gonna say this is the second message. So this is good, right? And then that's gonna give me one more confirmation. So yeah, this is good. This will be a good example. And then I just want to say if I hit the number key 1, then I'm going to call the function show message with the ID number 10. So I'm basically showing the ID number message 10 when I hit the key number 1 on my keyboard. Let me close some of this stuff in my computer, and hopefully that will help with our speed. Oh, sorry, Atoshi. Peace out. And sorry, Ace of Fire, peace out too. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. Don't worry, it's gonna be a short man. Yeah, and Dan, thanks for letting Wheelie Fossils know. I'm using Construct 2. That's what I'm rocking. Okay, so I'm hitting the number 1 key on my keyboard. Bam, hey, this is message, you got that. And instead of a check mark, it's an arrow. I click the arrow. Now it shows me this is the second message. Now it's a check mark. Now it disappears. So now I can actually have like an ongoing sort of thing. I don't have to cram everything into... Originally I had to cram everything into a single message window, which was a pain in the butt. So now I can actually have messages linked to other messages, linked to other messages. And then it's all good. And then another cool thing too is the fact that I can now have what am I trying to tell you guys? Yes and no questions. So I can say, hey, do you like this? And then I can, instead of giving the ID number to point to one message, I can actually set it up so that it has two answers. It has a yes and a absolutely yes. Just kidding. Yes and no. But I can actually use the I can create icons or whatever, so it doesn't have to be yes or no, but it can just be alternate options. So basically, you know, how does this make you feel? And I can have a little icon with a happy face, a little icon with a mad face, and then depending on which one you choose, you get a different stream. Hey, how do you like this? I like it. This is the second message. Okay. Again, hey, how do you like this? I don't like it. I'm so old. And there you go. So that is huge because that's I can basically just stream through that now and build up the story on items and on things that I come across and things that I pick up. I can say, you know, this is give you actual choices and options when you find an item. Do you want to eat it for health, or do you want to hold on to it for speed? Stuff like that. And yeah, I think it'll be a fantastic. Oh, you should almost make it so you can eat your egg. Hey, an egg. Do you want to eat it or save it? And then the first time you come across an egg, you might think, okay, yeah, you just eat the egg. Perfect. Now I refilled my health. Awesome. Now I'm doing good. And it takes you like 3-4 games until you realize, hey, if I hang on to the egg and do something with it, and I bring it to a planet. Oh, that's another thing that I did. You'll notice the egg has a pattern on it. Can you see that in the thing? Yeah, you can. So the egg has a pattern on it. And the egg now is specific to which planet it actually belongs to. So you can't just sprout a planet. You can't just sprout it on any planet and then the egg will hatch. You actually have to know that pattern on the egg is a planetary pattern, and you then need to float through space endlessly. It's actually a journey, because you know it's kind of a pain in the ass to carry that egg around. Your jetpack's a little bit slow. It's not as, you know, you're not moving as quickly. So yeah, if you find the planet that it belongs to, you can put it down on the surface and sprout it, and then it will hatch into a dragon, and then it'll fight with you, and then everything in the world becomes a magical journey of adventure. This time, I'm just going to float into the abyss and burn up to a crisp. Hey, the egg was still there. I should make that disappear in just a second. You know what would be cool? When you go into the sun with an egg and it destroys it, it should hatch the egg. Would that just trip people out? Like the heat would hatch the egg and then you'd see the pet for a second. No, because then that would count as you got it. Well, I could set it up so that you don't. Destroy egg when going into the sun. Yeah, so I basically made the eggs not as easy as you think. There's gonna be an easy mode of the game, and I'll probably be able to tweak a lot of this stuff so that it works in easy mode. So stuff that we're used to, things like the planetary or the map wrapping. That if you hit the edge of the map right now, you're gonna die. Originally, I had it like that, but then I switched it for a while so that you would wrap to the other side, so you never really instantly die if you hit the edge. That would be the kind of thing that I'm going to do for the easy mode. So if you hit the edge, you'll wrap around so you don't die instantly. Stuff like the egg being able to be hatched on any planet, that'll be an easy mode thing. Whereas, oh, Toshi, yeah. Yeah, that's a good. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so it doesn't actually hatch. That's actually a really smart idea. So the egg. So Toshi's saying, when you're holding an egg and you get close to the edge of the planet or edge of the map, and it's getting all hot, you can actually see in the egg a silhouette of whatever pet was in there. So if you're dying, so it's a good hint because I am going to actually make it so you can eat the eggs as soon as you get it. So especially if you have found all the pets and you're going in and you just want to play without getting a pet. Yeah, I'm putting some notes for sure. Okay, so this will be like a future thing. Shadow silhouette on eggs when at sun red zone. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm gonna do the eggs eating thing. So you find an egg and you'll be given the option: do you want to eat it or do you want to carry it? And you can eat it and get full health, and then that's the end of that. You don't have an egg anymore. And I have a feeling that people will, the first time playing, because I'm not going to really explain some of this stuff. The first couple times that you play, you might want to just try, see what happens when you eat it. Oh, hey, it refilled my health. Okay, well, eggs refill health. That's good to know. And then it'll take them a while, or they might see like the pet. Maybe I won't even have like a pet area. Shit, man. I have like a map of all the stuff that I need to do in time for essentially like the early access release at the end of the summer, and it's all sort of mapped out, and I've got like every single day is sort of what I got to be working on and what I got to have done by the end of the week. So anytime I'm adding something new to this list is a really stupid idea, but it's just good. It's fun. Okay, so that I think is that, and then so in terms of the message thing, there were sort of three key things. There's one, the little notification that appears above your head. Second is the message sort of chaining and the actual sort of interaction messages, and then third was these sort of instruction options that come up, the tutorial options, and those are sort of just there to sort of notify you on stuff that you need to do. So it's kind of like, hey dummy, you need to push S. So, and they're kind of designed in a way that if you're just, there's a bug right now, so they're not working properly. But it's designed in a way so that if you're just playing for the first time and you're just walking around on a planet and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? This is the stupidest game I've ever played in my life. Then there'll be like a giant thing across the top saying, hey, push S. And then you push S, and then it'll change and say, hey, click the planet. And then you click that, and then you let go, and then it'll say, hey, push S again, and it'll fill that planet up. Okay. And then you're like, okay, well, that's cool, whatever. Oh, hey, there's a UFO. Now what am I supposed to do? I don't understand this game. Oh, you push that to shoot it. Okay, I can do that. I can shoot the UFO. Oh, looks like I shot it. And then, yeah. So that's the good. So I'm really just trying to get like animals out of my throat. Oh yeah, Atoshi, thanks for the smokescreen note. Actually, you know what I did? I tried it. I don't know if this is going to be... I don't know if the smokescreen is going to be an easy fix. Because the way that smoke is appearing, it's a particle effect. So it's not actually like a sprite. It's like a particle effect. And I wasn't able to easily apply properties to the particles because they're not necessarily, in order to save memory and all that kind of stuff, they're not actually, what do you call that? They're not actually things. They're just like particles. So in order to make it so that the UFOs, in order to make it so that the UFOs can't see you through the smoke, I had to turn the smoke into something else, which was like a solid or something like that. But the problem was, then it started to mess with, I'd have to redesign basically the whole smoke system. So that's a nice to have thing, but I don't know, it's definitely not in the, at least for the early access launch. Smokes green. If anything, I might do a pet that does like a smoke screen for you, because then I can do it. The problem is if I set up the smoke to be something other than a particle effect, if I set it up to be an actual like sprite or something like that, it's always there, like it's always in the game. So changing it will 100% affect the performance of the game. Like it'll 100% make it require more CPU power or whatever, because it's like, look at it all. So if I'm creating each one of those is an actual item, or is an actual like object, and then that object will actually have properties, and then those properties are actually interacting with a UFO, so the UFOs can't see through it. That means we've got like, you know, like another 50 things on the screen that it's now calculating for, and it just slows things down. Warusaru, oh dude, thank you. I also like where it's going, but yeah, lots of work, and I just gotta get her done. Yeah, I don't know what else I should show. What else have I done this past week? Feels like I did more than that. It's always like cleaning up. Like I'm adding in stuff that breaks other things, so then I gotta clean things up. If anyone from the Kickstarter is here, it's all blending together now. The frame rate, when I was testing the smokescreen stuff, it was glitching. So I haven't tried making the smoke like a full-on particle effect. I mean, we could try right now. I don't know how well it's going to be to gauge it, because I'm running the stream, so that's using up all my computer power. But yeah, it will definitely drop it, but I don't know by how much. But actually the key thing, it may not drop it for computer, But what I'm also thinking about is the Wii U, which the dev kit is in the mail right now, and I should be able to. I was actually starting to get a little bit worried because I've been reading a lot of stuff about other developers bringing their Construct 2 stuff onto the Wii U, and just issues that they were having with performance and that kind of thing, and it's stressing me out to no end. So just trying to figure out, what my options are in terms of that. And then somebody from Nintendo hit me up from their development team and said that they happened to run a version of Cosmochoria on their dev kit, and it wasn't as bad as, I guess, it was actually like playable. He said that it was playable and with some optimizations and stuff like that, and I should be able to get it running even better. So then pretty much at that point I was like, okay, well, fuck this, I gotta order the dev kit and I gotta just start running it and trying it. And I think so the whole frame rate drop, anything that I can do to save it is basically what I'm thinking about in the long run. So even if I'm getting like a 1 frame per second drop on computer, I think that would be huge for the Wii U, because it's nowhere near as powerful as even this shit-ass computer. So, yeah, I mean, I've run this on an iPad, and it plays, and I've got, actually, if you're, I don't know if I've got the, yeah, I do have a version of Cosmochoria that runs on an iPad, and it runs at like 20-30 frames per second. It's kind of fun to play. It's all touchscreen, but it's not perfect, and once it starts getting lots of stuff on the screen, then it starts slowing down, and then so that's what essentially the number one reason why I've never really said that I will do an iPad version 100%, because it's just I can't say with full confidence that it'll actually work well. And yeah, I'm figuring if it's running slow on an iPad, then chances are I gotta do some work to get it going fast on a Wii U as well. But yeah, we'll do that work, and it will be awesome, and everything will be awesome. What am I going to show you guys next? Oh, this thing here. Do you remember how the menu, or not the menu, the map used to be just the little icon, or just a little like white button? I don't know if you can even see this in the stream now. But there's actually like a head to the thing. It's like a little pink ball with a little blue ball on top of it. And it actually shows you which direction you're facing. And it's huge, because you don't have to line yourself up on a planet anymore. You don't have to like know which direction. Hey, that's another thing too. Okay, yeah, you don't have to line yourself up on like usually if I wanted to go a certain direction on the planet, I would go to the map, and then you'd see the little dot sort of rotating around the planet, and you just sort of use that to tell you where you are. So if you want to be going like upwards basically, or if I wanted to go to that planet over here on to my right, then I would line it up like this, and then I would jump off, and I would basically just jet straight out towards that planet. And if I missed it, then I'd be like, okay, well, whatever. But now I can be out in the middle of space, and direction can be all arbitrary and like weird and awkward, but I can still just ignore the main screen, ignore my actual guy, and look at the map, and you can see where you're pointing in the map. So even though my guy on the screen is going down to the right, I'm actually moving down to the left in reference to the galaxy itself, so I can use that to actually navigate way better. It's way better, way easier to mess around with stuff, or way easier to get around. And that was basically, I mean, it was a design choice to not have the map spinning and rotating so that it was always up, because I wanted it to feel a little bit awkward, like up is down and down is up, and there's no true direction. But it was still a huge pain in the ass to get around, and even me playing, like, it wasn't fun, like, because you had to like figure it out and line it up, and it was a pain in the butt. So yeah, I think this is a good thing. And then we talked about last week the whole camera thing where the camera doesn't kick in now until you get past the horizon, or I guess the hemisphere point, and then it fixes itself, and then you're back to, yeah. So this is all good stuff. The game is coming along. And Acorns, yay! What's happening? Welcome to the Cosmochoria. Yeah, I've just been going through some of the stuff that I've been doing. We have some notification messages. We have multi-linked up notification messages. We have pop-up notifications. We have instructional notifications. We've got all sorts of good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna the next thing I'm gonna do is fix that notification, the instructional one that it goes across the top, and then I'm gonna work on getting the weapons in. Basically, just start getting the. Right now, I don't have the weapons choosable and all that kind of stuff, so that'll be my next thing, so that you can actually pick which weapons. And again, if Pop was here, he'd be talking about wanting me to do the pet, the turtle pet, his interdimensional turtle. And essentially what I'm trying to do is get all of the groundwork laid. So like having one pet, like having everything about pets done, so that all I have to do is just create more pets, but all those pets are just going to fit into that system that's already been established. So the messaging system, I mean, now I can sit down on, a weekend and just write the full story, like the full interactions with everything, and I'm trying to get all the base of the game laid, like the engine basically, I guess, and then I can just choose like time periods for my like peak creative moments to actually do that other stuff. So creating, we have like the base enemies, and then it'll be, like coming up like in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to start working on, all the rest of the enemies, so that we now have, all the enemies are in the game, and then all the bosses are in the game. And then I'm going to be working on all the different towers that you can build. And then I'm going to be working on all the different pets that you can have. And then I'm just going to be sort of fleshing out the story and all the interaction and stuff, and basically make it like enjoyable from the moment where you plant the first plant all the way to, flying around the galaxy and finding hidden things and this and that, and getting tidbits of the story, and coming across new bosses and coming across new types of enemies, and pretty much to the point where you've actually enjoyed the process of planting every single one of those planets so that they're all green, and then you basically have like a final boss, and you have a final boss, and then you win the game, and then you have a game over screen and congratulations, and then all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to get all the technical stuff done, and then that's that. I think one of the biggest technical things that still needs to be done, which I'm thinking I'm going to wait until it's actually in proper early access, is the whole achievements and score, leaderboards, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I got till fall. I know I said in the Kickstarter that I was planning on releasing the game officially in October, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that gives me, kind of honestly till the end of October. But even if I'm a couple weeks late, I'm sure it won't be a huge issue, because it'll even be in early access by that point, so people will be able to get the current build at that point. So I think no one will really be waiting for a final game. Yeah, Toshi, for sure. The leveling up bases is 100% something, and I mean that's all sort of why I was working on the messaging system too, is because I'll be able to have a message pop up saying the base has achieved a certain level, or it achieved a certain kill. I'm thinking of like Pixel Junk monsters. Like, do you know how it has sort of like a power up bar, and then as it kills more enemies and as it does more, it becomes more powered up. And basically with the powered up, you would be given like a message choice. So something would come up and say, okay, so your tower's powered up. Do you want to increase the rate of fire, or do you want to increase the strength of the bullets or something like that? Or do you want to give it another attack, making it able to shoot out like a ground wave to attack the enemies on the ground? All this kind of stuff. And then you're asking about other bosses and enemy ideas. Yeah, for sure. I've been going crazy with that stuff. And my son he's awesome too. He's been really helping me with, he's awesome and coming up with awesome ideas for other enemies and what they do and how they attack you. And it's, I try not to keep it too cliche, but it's hard because it's my first game, and I've played 100 games that have a slime enemy, and it just seems right for this being my first sort of actual game, and it being sort of like a playful experience. It'd be silly to not have a slime enemy. You know what I mean? Like, what did I just do? It'd be silly to not have a slime. Just because they're like staples to video games, and I want this to kind of feel like a video game staple as well, or like at least paying homage to that sort of thing. Like the mechanics are from Asteroids, the mechanics are from Mario Brothers. It's got tower defense elements in it. It's got role-playing game elements where you're finding stories and finding items, and then you got these sort of like little arcadey slime enemies and the UFOs. It's just, yeah. Secret reveals for the stream. Actually, I will tell you guys, because you're here. Let me just get my facts straight. Because there's going to be a mega Steam giveaway next week, and I want to make sure I have my facts straight before I start talking about it. But both myself. Okay, hold on a sec here. Here, listen to the music while I. Listen to the music while I read my email for a second. Okay, well, I can't find the spreadsheet, but both myself and good homie Jernick, he's usually on the stream on the Friday broadcast with us. I don't know if it's Jernick or Yernick. I think it's Jernick. But Luke, good homie Luke, he hit me up and said he's got a bunch of keys. He's got a bunch of keys for Steam games and Humble Bundle games, and I also have a few that I wanted to give away, or at least like a Steam gift code or something like that. And yeah, so next week I'm gonna come up with some way to make that worthwhile. It's gonna be sort of a more publicized. I'm gonna announce the broadcast. I'm probably gonna do a test broadcast in the middle of the week just to test a new system, test a new computer, and how it all works, and make sure it's streaming good quality and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to do a proper announcement of the full-on the Friday broadcast through Kickstarter and through the mailing list, and sort of just hype it up a little bit more than I usually do, because then we've got those giveaways, and we've got it'll be, I'm going to show sort of I should have a lot more progress done on some of this other stuff, so I'll be able to kind of go through that for the Kickstarter backers who haven't seen this kind of thing. And yeah, next week it should be pretty epic, I think. And so yeah, if you guys want to, you guys being here, let me just say, yeah, I should have even come up with something, because like I want to give you guys an advantage because you're here. And you know what, I'll just think of something. because I'll definitely have a question, or at least one of the giveaways will be, it will favor those of you who are here and who tune in regularly. So that'll be good. So that's as probably as secret as I can get. Is next week there'll be a big giveaway, and it'll be a big stream, and you guys will have a benefit. Okay, so Otoshi asking me if I played Shovel Knight. I have not yet. I'm hearing crazy good things about it, and I definitely want to try it out. And to be honest, I don't know what system to try it out on. Is it? Because I know it's on Wii U. I know it's on 3DS as well, though. Shovel Knight. But then at the same time, and maybe I'm showing my fanboydom here, I want to see what other systems I can get it on. Computer. Okay, so if the choice is between a Wii U, a 3DS, or computer, I honestly want to hold out and wait and see if it comes to Vita, because I played this game. Okay, so this is answering another question, but basically there's a game called Steam World Dig. I'm gonna switch to my browser so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Chrome. Boom. Okay, so there's a game called, so this is Shovel Knight. Yeah, it looks really good, kind of like a throwback to Nintendo style 8-bit good stuff. But there's a game called Steam World Dig. Crazy good game, so good. And like the production quality, like it's just so well made. The sound, the graphics, the gameplay is just perfectly balanced. It feels fun to play the whole time, like it never gets boring. And really it's just like they made like a proper adventure out of like a Terraria type digging system. Just beautiful looking. And I played it originally on 3DS and just couldn't put it down, essentially. Like played it till it was done. It only took a while, but not too long. But was so fun, and then bought it again when it came out on Steam because I just loved it and wanted to see the higher quality graphics. The 3DS, I mean, sure, it's fun but I'm like a stickler for like crisp, 3DS. You can, when you see the pixels, especially if you play iPhone games or iPad games and stuff a lot, like you get used to like a crisp screen, and then 3DS is. It's just not. It's really chunky to me. It just seems like washed out. But anyway, so yeah, SteamWorld Dig. I bought it again when it came out on Vita because I just wanted to play it really bad on Vita because the screen is just so beautiful. And so I'm thinking maybe Shovel Knight's not that big of a deal because it's sort of 8-bitty. It's not as crisp anyway. The graphics are kind of pixelated anyway, so maybe 3DS would be no big deal for that. But I don't really get a lot of time to play games on TV because that means I'm like awake and not at work, which is never, because if I'm awake then I'm usually working. So the times I usually play games the most is like the half an hour before I fall asleep. And so yeah, so that's why I'm kind of leaning to getting it for 3DS. Long story short, Shovel Knight looks sick. Getting crazy good reviews. Denrock's SteamWorld Dig is for sure. It's totally rated G. It's super family friendly, and yeah, I would check it out. I did a review on it. On SteamWorld Dig, if you want to quickly read that. This was kind of before I started making my own games. I was starting to think about becoming more involved in the gaming industry, and not the industry, but just becoming more involved with video games in general, by exposing myself to them more and sort of being a little more active in them. And one of the first things I did was write a SteamWorld Dig review, sort of just showing what I thought about it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's definitely good, worth it, well worth it. Yeah, other indie games. I don't know, what kind of stuff do you like? I'll tell you the stuff that I like. I'll tell you right now. I like weird things. I like things that are weird. I like weird games. I don't know if you could tell. Terraria. I prefer Terraria over Minecraft because Terraria was kind of like, I don't know, it seemed more the kind of thing that I could get into. Minecraft, I suck balls at like 3D stuff to begin with, so Minecraft is sort of like a introduction to failure. Trying to remember my Steam password. Super Meat Boy, super fun. Yeah, I tend to like not so much rage games or just like quick games, but I like stuff that has a little bit more depth to it, which is ironic because I usually don't have time to actually play those games to like completion. Let's see here. Okay, Death Spank is sick. That might not be found. No, it is family friendly. Botanicula, even better if you can find what's it called, Machinarium. Machinarium is super cool. I don't think there's even words spoken in Machinarium, but it's like a little sort of point and click, choose your own adventure game kind of thing. Yo, Cobalt Monkey, I didn't even know you're here. What's happening? Yeah, we're just talking about indie games. Thomas Was Alone. Super cool sort of side-scroller, mechanic-based game where each little sort of square that you play as has different properties, and sort of you sort of use the abilities of each guy to solve puzzles and that kind of thing. And if you're getting into puzzles, Braid is like a super cool sort of mechanics puzzler, so it's like a side scroller, but then at the same time you also have like it's like a side scroller, but then each level sort of has different types of mechanics that you can use. Yeah, Braid is like one of those classic like indie games. Fez, Jesus, Fez, what can I say? Fez will be like the Pac-Man for our kids. Well, maybe not. No, maybe Call of Duty will be the Pac-Man for our kids. Fez will be like the... Fez will be like the pinball number count of Sesame Street for our kids. When I say our kids, I don't even, like... How old are you guys? You're probably as old as my kid. Just kidding. Hotline Miami, don't play on your channel, but play it for yourself. Super cool. Starbound Starbound is super cool. If you like Terraria, you'll probably like Starbound. I don't know how much. I mean, it's the Steam sale right now, right? Like, things are technically cheap, aren't they? Transistor, I definitely want to buy. I wish they had a Mac version of it. Holding out for that. Starbound. I wonder how much. Okay, so Starbound's $15. Wait for a sale. Unless you really like Terraria. Yo, Atoshi, thank you. So yeah, we're not that far off. I'm 33, by the way. I don't know if I've ever said that. Yeah, it's summer sale time, so it's definitely time to grab some new games if you got a couple bucks. This game was pretty cool. Gateways. It was it's another one of those sort of side-scrolly. Let me just close iTunes. And I'm just gonna. I'll actually stream the screen of this game so you can see what I'm talking about. Gateways. So it's based on the fact that okay, so it's a side scroller. So I'm kind of like Cosmochoria. I'm using A and D to go left and right. I'm using W to jump, and I'm using my mouse to point my cursor. And the reason I'm pointing my cursor is I can push my right mouse button and we'll create a portal there, and I can push my left mouse button and it creates a portal there. And lo and behold, just like the popular 3D game Portal, we have a 2D portal. So you can basically set up cool puzzles that require using these portals to get around. And yeah, it's just a really neat mechanic. And just the fact that you can like set you can set it up to see yourself. Set up like portal loops. So even without the story of the game and all that kind of stuff, it's just a sort of a fun mechanic to play with. Portal. Yeah, it was funny because I was actually trying to I was looking at the possibility of adding some sort of a portal mechanic in Cosmochoria, but chances are it's not going to be, it definitely won't be for launch, just because I thought it would be a neat way to sort of travel between planets. So if you had, and that's sort of when I came up with the gateway stuff, but yeah, I thought it would be cool to have sort of something a little bit more interactive like this. So yeah, this is a pretty neat game. I don't think there's too much to worry about in terms of, you know, bad content or anything like that. Don't starve, again. I don't think there's anything, you know, if you were worried about animals dying, I mean, yeah, but that's life. That's life, right? Yeah, I don't know. Those would be my picks for sort of a family friendly scenario. Go with Starbound. Did I ever show you guys Starseed Pilgrim? This is going to be the last thing I do because I'm going to sort of sign off in a few minutes here. But Starseed Pilgrim is a hugely influential game to me. And arguably sort of where I started to come up with some of my original ideas. Or what I thought I was going to be doing in Cosmochoria. Because, you know, Cosmochoria has seed planting and all that kind of stuff. But Starseed Pilgrim is like a puzzle game. As you can see, we're just this little guy. And as I'm bouncing around this giant level, then there's other levels that I think you can go into that kind of become part of the game. And then you take these little things that are above my head, those little icons, are seeds, and each seed has a different ability. And you plant the seeds by pushing the space bar. And then the seeds kind of do their thing. And then I don't want to spoil too much, because a lot of the beauty of this game is sort of figuring out what exactly it is you're doing. Yeah, you slowly start to sort of realize what all these mechanics are kind of doing and what it's all about. What happened? What is this? Why did I smoke that whole joint to myself and not share with anybody? And then, yeah, now, there you go. This is Starseed Pilgrim. I highly, highly recommend, if you're into like any sort of exploration of mechanics or sort of getting to where a developer was thinking, that is a game to play. Don't read anything about it. I probably spoiled too much just by showing you that bit, but I mean, learning what it is actually happening in that game is the beauty of that whole game. Sort of understanding what the designer was thinking and how they designed the systems and how they designed it all to work. Try it out. I spent it says I spent 2 hours. I think I played quite a bit more before I had it in Steam. I think I had like a downloadable version of it, like a DRM free or something version of it, that I played quite a bit more. But yeah, it's definitely interesting, experimental type stuff. Really cool. Proteus, if you just want sort of an experience to, Proteus is one of those things where you just kind of, let me just see here. Proteus. So I'm going to change my full screen to windowed. Okay, so Proteus. Another one of those things that's just sort of any rage type games. Oh, you want the rage. You like being angry, hey? I figure work and life make me angry enough. I play games to relax. So you could probably tell from Cosmochoria, it's maybe a little rage. But yeah, I don't know, it depends what kind of rage. Yeah. There's one that I saw. Okay, so Proteus is the opposite of rage. The whole purpose of this game is to simply be. There's an island off in the distance. You are given a choice. Do you stay in this water, or do you go towards that island and explore it? and I will leave it at that, because anything that I show you will absolutely be a spoiler, or it's a waste of money if you already know what's going on. So yeah, it's a fun game to just go check out. I don't think you can die or anything like that. You just sort of explore the island, things happen, you sort of start to understand why things are happening or what it all means, and it's neat. Rage games. What was this thing? It was called oh, what's it called? Amputee. It's called Amputee. Homie Martin did a let's play of it the other day. Let me just see if I can get his link to his let's play, or at least his Twitter, and then that way I can I'll hook you up with his Twitter, and then I think it's like Martin A2J or something like that. I can never remember people's Twitter handles. Oh, come on. Why you gonna play me like that? Shit. Well, guy's awesome. So glad I know his full Twitter handle. But he actually did a let's play of Cosmochoria. He was one of the first guys to do a let's play of Cosmochoria, and so I owe him at least as much as to quickly Google his name. Let me just see here. You guys can enjoy the process of me Googling a dude's name. Okay, so let's see, how am I going to do this here? I'll just YouTube. If I find his let's play, then I'll know for sure. So if I start here, Cosmochoria. This guy also awesome. Did a fantastic let's play of Cosmochoria right near the beginning, while the Kickstarter was going, I think. Martyr A2J. This guy. Follow this guy, subscribe to him.
My name is Martyr, and welcome to the Summer Steam Sale Spectacular, and thank you for watching.
He's doing great let's plays, but he did a let's play of this rage-inducing game. It looked like it was a rage-inducing game called it was called Amputee, and it actually made me want to purchase the game. And it's unfortunately it's Windows only. Well, it's only $2.50 right now. I would say go get it. I'm actually, I don't know if you can, no, you can't see, but I'm in the process of buying it right this very minute. I verify that I live in Canada. Continue, PayPal, begin my PayPal purchase. Amputee. I'm going to open it up in Steam in just a sec here in Windows, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Tracker 1, 2. I want to make sure you don't give out your password. On a live stream. I stopped. I didn't give my full password. Okay, purchase. I agree to these terms. I agree to giving away my password on a live stream. And I am going to open this up in Windows. 'Cause damn, it's funny. Yeah, Stills, the game where you make tea. Stills knows the deal. Amputee. This is how I'm gonna end the stream today. I'm gonna try and make some tea. If I make some tea, then hooray, we've made some tea. If not, then yeah, then you'll see the rage. You'll see the rage. If only this shit would ever just start. You might see the rage before I even get amputee started. Let's see. Let's go to... boom. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Let's make some rage tea. Maybe get some music going for the rage tea. I know just the music to play. I just hope it's in my iTunes. Okay, so where's, what's it called? Amputee up here. Let's download it. Come on. Amputee, install. Give me some amputee. Yeah, let's play some amputee.
From past tense to present tense, we come with a suspense. Time to fill this with no hesitance. It be from the mind of the rhyme time, coming from the end rush, the obstacle coming to your mind, taking you. We need no
oh, for shit's sake, can't you like...
come through like untouchable every time, you know it's brand new, we see.
It's ready to launch in approximately 24 seconds. Launch game as soon as it's ready. Come on. Come on. Give me some amputee. Okay, let's make some tea. Tea? Could not load a DLL file. Come on. Make sure Steamlit is placed at the correct location. Dudes. Come on. Like I just shut Windows down with my keyboard shortcut of rage. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Yeah, I don't even know like what the keys are or anything. Well, so this is why it was $2.50. Yeah, I'm raging already. Money well spent. I gotta make sure my Steam API and libsteam API dilib file is placed at the correct location, which, I mean, that's exactly what you want to do when you want to sit down and play a game, is you want to put DLL files, which you don't even know where to find them. For fuck's sake. I just wanted to Is it too much to ask to just show you guys? To just show you guys a game? Fucking hell. There you go. You want to rage? There's some rage. Amputee. I'll figure it out one day when I have time to fucking search for fucking DLL files. You want to know a game that does not... It's not even for sale yet and it doesn't need DLL files when you click on the thing? Look at this. You just click it and it just loads it right up. Maybe not. Look at this. This guy didn't need DLL files. It's not even for sale yet. That's how much I believe in the quality of my product. Anyways, okay. Fucking Ed Russian Optical setting me up for failure. I didn't have any minesweepers going on there. Okay, well, this has been the Cosmochoria Friday broadcast. Another one ended in sadness. Next week, again, be prepared because we're going to be giving away mad Steam keys. Jurnek hooked me up with a pretty nice set, and he's got some more that he can gift people. So people who win contests or whatever, however we do the giveaway next week. So I'm going to announce that on the Kickstarter updates. And also do like a proper like Twitter and Facebook and all that shit announcement. And then, but you guys are here now, and there will be questions in terms of there will be questions that will cater to your knowledge of watching me make an idiot of myself. I may ask like, what do I do after some live streams? And you guys will know. Many people won't. Many people tuning in for the first time will be like, "What? What does he have to do after? Does he rub one out after he finishes the live stream? I don't. When he does a, what do you mean? What does he mean?" You guys will know that occasionally I'll do a beatbox or something. Bobble McGraw, how's it going, man? So good to see you. And it's just as I'm taking off, unfortunately. But like I was saying, got pretty cool thing going down next week. I should have a better computer in the works. So yeah, stream should look better, should feel better, should sound better, and should just be better. The one thing that won't change is the fact that you guys are always awesome. So that hopefully will maintain in quality. And I truly appreciate you guys for coming to the live stream to check it out. And thanks for listening to my philosophies on Cosmochoria's current progress and design. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter. It's up in the banner here up at the top over there. You see, people always do that thing in YouTube videos where like, just leave a comment in the comments below, or you can tweak my nipples up here. You see the little black area? That's a good place to get a little of the old tweaky tweak. If you look over in the direction of the upper right portion of your screen, you will see a little red line of text. That red line of text says, "Follow Magic on Twitter." That's me. I'm Magic. Yeah, you can do that. And this has been freaking wicked. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I have a blast, and yeah, sorry to cut it short, but I'm looking at this calendar that has to do, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Comment, subscribe, like. Hit the follow on the Twitch, in the diddle in the daddle, in the skittle in the scattle. Huge love. If you guys ever want to hit me up, email if you have a question about making a game, or you want me to check something out that you're working on, or you want to just talk. I'm on Skype, Nate Schmold, all one word. I'm on Twitter. I'm on email, nate@3030.ca. Just Yeah, I guarantee you can find me if you try. And I'm just glad to have your interest in the game and interest in what I'm doing. So I will do what I can to reciprocate with answers or help or tutorial links or whatever anything. Just no money. I gotta get back to work. Peace out. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you guys next Friday for the Cosmochoria Friday broadcast. Well, the question is, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Huggles. See you guys.